Hi, this is Chris from Watch Shop UK, and today we're taking a look at the Citizen Skyhawk AT Titanium Chronograph EcoDrive, model number JY0010-50E. Let's take a close look at this watch, and as you can see immediately, even from a distance, is that this watch is going to have a lot of features, and it does. And today we're just going to go through some of the more important ones, because there are literally so many features in this watch that we could spend an entire day going through them and showing you what they're all about. First of all, let's take a look at the watch itself. One thing you'll notice is that it's a nice dark grey metal. It is of course titanium, so it is very light to hold and to wear. The case measures in at 48mm by 15mm, and for a watch that packs in so much functionality and so many displays, it really is rather small for what it does. It packs in a lot of functionality. Taking a look at the bracelet, it's a polished and brushed titanium bracelet with a standard push button clasp, very easy to take on and off. And we have on the case a bidirectional rotating bezel, which can be used to make all sorts of calculations, and I'll do my best later on in this video to show you some of the calculations that can be performed with this watch. First of all, I'll show you the dial, and we'll go through what each of the sub-dials and digital displays show. Let's start with the left digital display, and at the moment it's showing LON, and that's for London. So this is the city that you're in, that you want the time to be displayed for. And this can display all sorts of things depending what mode you're in. So for example, if you're in chronograph mode and you've stopped your chronograph, it will display the state that your chronograph is in, so it will probably say STP for stopped. The digital display on the right is currently showing UTC at the top, which is universal time or world time. And at the bottom it is displaying the time for the universal, for world time, and if you can see it, at the very bottom we have a P for PM. Again, this display, depending on what mode you're in, displays a lot of other information as well. The top left dial is dual purpose. At the top it's currently indicating the battery life. Now, this is an EcoDrive watch, and it means it is powered by the sun. It doesn't have a normal battery that you would have to replace. So this meter just shows you if you need to keep it in the sun a little bit more to charge it up. As you can see at the moment, it's reasonably well charged. At the bottom you have three markings: USA, EUR and JPN, USA, Europe and Japan. And that's where the radio controlled aspect of this watch comes into effect. This is where you can set which reception tower you can get the time from. This watch will update the time automatically or can be retrieved manually, depending on how you set the watch itself, and that's usually done in RxS mode. Just one of the many modes that are represented on this bottom dial here. So if we'll just go, we can just show you quickly. You've got TMR for timer, CHR for chronograph, WTS for world time, alarm 1, alarm 2, RxS for receiving mode, TME for standard time, and CAL for calendar mode. The top dial here is UTC time, so world time. At the moment we're in British summertime, so the world time is going to be an hour behind what we're currently displaying on the main dial. And on the right here you have a 24-hour, just an hour hand, but it's a 24-hour display, and that's currently displaying the main dial time as well. What I'll show you now is first of all how to change mode. Very easy. Pull the crown out to the first position and rotate the crown. As you can see, the mode dial at the bottom moving accordingly. And if we move to chronograph, you can see here that once we move to chronograph and push the crown back in, the display changes, gives us the usual chronograph functionality. As with normal chronograph, start and stop at the top, and as you can see, this display showing STP for stop, as I explained earlier, and the bottom to reset. One thing I'll show you now is how we can use this rotating bezel to calculate various time, speed and distance calculations. So, using the outside rule, say we're travelling at 170 knots and we want to find out how long it would take to travel 300 nautical miles. What we would do is we would rotate the bezel to 17 to represent 170 knots, and then we would move to the 30 here for 300 nautical miles. Then we can see on the inside you have markings that represent time. So if we align with 30, what we can see here is that journey, 170, travelling at 170 knots for 300 nautical miles, would take approximately an hour and 45 minutes. The watch is water resistance rated to 200 meters, so you can do some shallow diving with it, and you won't have any problem getting it wet or swimming with it. As long as you don't do any kind of deep sea diving, you'll be fine. Of course, if you're flying over the Pacific and you need to use your ejector seat, this watch will continue to work once you land in the water. Overall, it's a very, very feature-rich watch, and for all those budding pilots out there, this is a real winner. So if you like the look of it, please visit our website www.watchshopuk.com, where you can find this and many, many others.